Please resume your seats, ladies and gentlemen. My name is eNIgeria Kemabonta, and I'm happy to introduce to you my co-convener.
My name is Uwa Suleiman. I'm NIDA spokesperson. Welcome.
President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Your Excellency, Your Excellencies, the state governors present in our midst, distinguished and honorable members of the National Assembly, ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, directors general and heads of public and private corporations, members of the diplomatic corps, captains of industry, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the 2017 edition of eNigeria. eNigeria is not just a brand now, but also the flagship of ICT events in the country. Let me take leave of the top table and do introductions. I'm happy to formally introduce to you this morning President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. President Muhammad Buhari. At the Economic Summit of 2016 was very powerful. That economic growth will not be possible without focus on made in Nigeria. It is fortuitous, therefore, that he is here to declare open an important conference. That I move over to the left, Mr. President. We have seated our host of this conference, the Director General of NIDA, the man who's brought change, positive change to NIDA. Please put your hands together for Dr. Isa Ibrahim Pantami. I'm also happy to introduce to you our Honorable Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Hayes Alhaji Musa. Many of you may not know, but he's an expert in project management. We were here also in the company of the Attorney General, represented very ably by the Solicitor General of the Ministry of Justice and Permanent Secretary of that ministry, distinguished lawyer Dayo Akpata. This will bring close to the brief introductions, and I'll ask my co-compare to proceed with the rest of the program. Thank you for your attention.
The President, Commander-in-Chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, all governors here present and represented, the members of the National Assembly, both Senate and House, the Minister of Communications, and all ministers of the Federal Republic of Nigeria here present and represented, Directors General and CEOs, MDAs, and private institutions here present and represented, members of the Diplomatic Corps, members of the Distinguished Armed Forces, captains of industry, members of the most powerful estates of the Nigerian press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my pleasure at this auspicious occasion to invite our host, the Director General, National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, Dr. Isa Ali Ibrahim Pantani, Fellow British Computer Society, to give us a welcome address and the program highlight. You are welcome, sir. A round of applause for the DG of NITDA.
The President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, our mentor, our leader, and our father, President Muhammad Buhari, GFR, the Honorable Minister of FCT, my elder brother, Muhammad Musa Bello, the Honorable Minister of Communications, Barrister Abdurrahim Adebaye Shitu, the Permanent Secretary, Federal Ministry of Justice, who stands on behalf of the Attorney General of the Federation and the Minister of Justice as well, members of the National Assembly here with us, CEOs of other sister agencies here present, participants to this international conference from countries like the US, Canada, the UK, Estonia, and many more, ICT stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen of the press, all other protocols duly and respectfully observed. Good morning to all of you, and may peace, mercy, and blessings be upon you as well. It gives me a great pleasure to stand before you this morning in order to our 3-day event, that is eNIgeria, which comprises conference, exhibition, and ICT awards to best ministries, departments, and agencies of the Federal Government of Nigeria. This is the flagship of Nigeria in ICT. It is the highest gathering of ICT in the country that NITDA organizes on behalf of the Federal Government of Nigeria, in which ICT stakeholders are brought together to come and discuss about emerging technologies, indigenous innovation, how to handle the challenges of unemployment through ICT, how to create jobs for our younger ones through ICT, discuss our strengths, our challenges as well, and iron out issues, take resolutions, and find a way out for our country. That is what eNigeria is all about. Furthermore, looking at the challenges we have at our disposal and the agenda of the Federal Government of Nigeria, the National Information Technology Development Agency has carefully selected a topic that will capture, address our immediate challenges at our disposal. That is fostering digital economy through local content development and effective regulations. In this theme, there are 3 critical areas that we carefully selected in order to address our immediate challenges in the country, particularly with regards to unemployment. Our unemployment rate is very alarming. The best way for us to reduce that burden, our federal government, is to ensure that we create many entrepreneurs through ICT that can be self-reliant and they can continue to add value to the economy of our country. So if you look at the theme of our year's event, it addresses the issues of unemployment, the issue of security through regulation, in which the security of the country can be enhanced through ICT, and at the same time we can see local content development, giving more priority developing our ICT in-house in terms of our goods and services. So we carefully selected this theme in order to ensure that our immediate challenges in the country are addressed effectively. In addition, if we look at the topic again carefully, digital economy is very important. Many nations $5,600 per person or per one. But when they embark on this journey of digital economy, currently you will see their GDP per capita per one $52,600. Nigeria have a very many advantages significantly. And if you look at even last year, in spite of the challenges of recession, our own communications in the country generated over 50 trillion naira within the country. This is an indication that we have a lot to benefit from this economy. When it comes to local content, in Nigeria we have hardware and software companies all over the country. It is good for us to give more emphasis and improve the quality and quantity of their production and give more priority to what we produce at home before we think of importation. This is something that is very critical that will also support the economy of our country. We have young talented Nigerians that are making us proud globally. Recently, a young Nigerian living in the US developed an app that was purchased by Apple company at the price of $1 billion. $1 billion, a young Nigerian. This indicates to us that Nigeria are talented. They are literally genius. What we need to do is to mentor them, give them support, and see how they can support the country in digital economy. Mark Zuckerberg was in Nigeria last year. He visited Lagos, and he said he was blown away by the talent he had seen in Nigeria. As a result of that, his foundation supported some of our startups in the country. Same with Konga.com, recently a fund of around $30 million. So this is a clear indication that we don't have the problem of talent. What we need to do is to get our priority right and ensure that we give priority and preference to what we produce at home. Finally, the last part of it is effective regulation. This effective regulation is all about enhancing the security of the country. That is why NIDA is in the forefront of creating awareness now when it comes to cybersecurity. The issue of crime is a clear example. Secondly, part of regulation, we know the agenda of the federal government of Nigeria of fighting corruption. The best way for you to fight corruption in IT projects is to ensure that the sector is well regulated. NIDA is the clearinghouse all IT projects in MDS. When any project comes to us, we review it critically to see there is justification for money. Secondly, we ensure that it is not overpriced. And thirdly, we will ensure there is sustainability. To that, I am glad to use this opportunity to inform our president that the agency has saved a lot of money for the federal government through regulation. And in order to support that and make it more effective, I realized that MDAs consider IT project as a conduit of siphoning money. That we establish a standing committee with EFCC on one hand and the Office of the Auditor General for the Federation on the other, to ensure that whenever there is any ongoing project, we invest it, we give it all the technical support, and make sure that the country will be proud of that project and their value for money. These are the few things I want to say. Finally, we are most appreciative of the President for creating time to honor our invitation and be here in person. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for applauding the Director General of NIDA. Actually, in 2017 alone, NIDA has saved the country 2.5 billion in regulation. I have just 10 minutes left for speeches before the President declares this conference open. I'll offer those 10 minutes, 5 each, to the two ministers who are about to speak. I'll call the Minister of Communications first, because he is superintendent ICT, so he will need to speak after the Director General of NIDA. It's my pleasure to ask you to once again applaud Barrister Abdurrahman Adebayo Shitu, local content champion for ICT.
Mr. President, our leader, our mentor, the initiator of the agenda of the current federal government, all other protocols observed. I would speak very shortly, very quickly, by way of welcoming everybody to this very important event. Having observed protocol as earlier established, I have the privilege to say that it must be seen as a privilege for every one of us here to be invited to the 2017 edition of eNIgeria, our foremost ICT summit and exhibition. eNIgeria is Nigeria's annual international conference on information and communications technology, organized by the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA. As we are all aware, this summit provides a platform for industry experts to brainstorm on emerging technologies, local innovation, and relevant ICT issues for the socio-economic development of our country. We are all also aware that the level of ICT deployment in Nigeria is growing at a very high rate, thereby positioning the country as one of the fastest growing economies in sub-Saharan Africa. The sector has also contributed significantly to our national GDP, which recently rose to about 12.58% from less than 5% a few years back. Despite this level of ICT deployment in Nigeria, government is aware of the low patronage of indigenous ICT products and services, thereby leading to capital flight with its attendant negative impact on our nation's economy. It was in this regard and in an attempt to further, the government reissued a series of circulars and in this unique sector. The federal government circular issued on the 7th of July 2012 that we do continue to be very low. As of today, the ministry and agencies, more than ever before, accordingly, NIDA has issued ICT products by federal MDAs 15, that the Federal Ministry of Communications will ensure the enforcement of this circular and guidelines. In addition to the above, the recently issued Executive Order 003 is an impetus towards encouraging patronage of local products and encouraging brand Nigeria. Based on the foregoing and the new strategic vision of the current administration, the theme of this conference has been carefully captioned: fostering digital economy through local content development and effective regulation. Of the Director General of NIDA. If we look at our own trajectory as a nation, we have